Hey everyone, check out the Otacon video link below for your chance to win a Spider-Man poster. You have until August 31st to leave a comment to enter into the raffle to win this. So go ahead and do that and get a free Spider-Man poster. Hey everyone, this is Roger from Almost in Full Color. It's August 2019, which means we have another Twitch Games with Prime. And this month was very interesting, so let's get started. So with these Twitch Prime games, I always try to find a theme. I don't know if they tried to do that or not, but this one I would say is more mobile retro feel I got from this. So we're going to start with the first game, which is Autonoma Chef, which is July 23rd, 2019 was when it actually came out. Got a Metacritic score of 73, and this is a puzzle game. The price of this was $15 on Steam currently of this recording. And this is identified as a resource management game. And I kind of like that instead of puzzle, but it is a puzzle game at heart. Goal here is to build a kitchen to automate food for humans. It's weird I said that because your narrator, our boss, is a robot that's actually trying to take over the world, I guess. And this is actually really entertaining. The robot I thought was cheesy a little bit at first, but he kind of helped the whatever story's going on. It's a puzzle game, so it's not much of a story. You've got to build a way to make hamburgers and hot dogs at first, and you can build a straightforward, simple way, but then there's ways you can make it efficient, like using the same grill to cook 2 items and then having arms pick them up. I like this game because my profession is a software developer, and you have something called a coordinator, which is relatively logic-based, and you can actually write assembly code to work on them. I just used the GUI stuff at first, but this was really interesting, and I kind of liked how they incorporated this in the game. And this is a good challenge on the puzzle genre. The first couple levels are relatively easy, but you'll get a low score if you just build a simple line, and then you're trying to focus on how can I make this more efficient. I use coordinators to shut things on and off depending on when things are being ordered. And eventually you get to meet the criteria. So the criteria of each level is electricity used, number of items used, and number of orders completed. So you don't want to waste cost basically by getting a bunch of hamburger patties for no reason. It's more trying to fill what you actually need at that time. This is very learn as you play concept. You'll get new items, and then some items felt like they just appeared to me, and I had to figure out how to work those. Overall, I recommend downloading this. It was a good challenge, and it was fun. Actually, playing this for this video, I lost track of time and captured a lot of video than what I was expecting. Next up, we have Pump BMX Pro. This was released February 7, 2019, and have a Metacritic score of 56. This is a side-scrolling BMX game at $15 on Steam. This BMX game is designed on keeping momentum. You kind of hold A to basically what's pump, and that builds up your speed. Think of it just trying to like be more aerodynamic, and you release to at the top of a jump to get air to do tricks, and then repeat. There's 60 courses that's marketed on the website with 200 challenges. There's 4 challenges at each level pretty much, and a lot of them was to do a certain trick. Complete the course is always 1, so it's really 3. This did feel like a mobile game, since it's side-scroller and you're not really like controlling speed much, you're holding a button. I felt this was like all the other side-scroller games that's on mobile. And the graphics weren't really stand out for a PC game, and I could see how you can make controls to make stunts. The unique thing they did do was a tiered trick level. So you had a tier 1 tricks, and when you complete them, you're able to do tier 2 tricks once you unlocked it. And then there was a tier 3 also. So I found that was a little variety there, and that was interesting. But overall, I would say not download this. It was a challenge to kind of keep momentum for the course, because you had to always keep that in order to complete it, since you couldn't really pedal your bike. But it wasn't enough to keep me interested, and it was, like I said, it felt very mobile game on a PC. Next up is Marble in the Wood. This is not released yet. It was really weird. I was looking through Steam, and I saw summer 2019. I couldn't buy the game. There's obviously no Metacritic score because the game isn't out. And there's an unknown price. This is a platformer, but I was very confused. But this was the first time Twitch Prime has released a game that I literally can't buy yet. So I was really excited to start this off. This is unique for a platformer because this is a shape-shifting platformer. Your character is this girl that carries a very heavy sword. You move slow, and then you can change to a different shape or category, I would put it, to do moves and stuff. So the first one is you're a fairy, so that enables you to jump. So you can jump across and then call back your sword. So this had an old school graphics, but felt nice. It's the whole modern platformer 16-bit revival that's going on. But this one had a lot of detail. It reminded me a lot of Celeste with the detail to the hair and stuff like that. So this game was very interesting to me. How you get new shapes is defeating bosses. So the first boss you come up to is a spider. And when you defeat him, you get to become a spider, which now you can swing from web, which the end of your web is a sword. And that allows you to break vines that was blocking your paths from earlier. At first, when I was playing this, I thought this was relatively easy. There wasn't many bad guys going on. And then once I started earning more shapes, the difficulty picked up a little bit more. I started getting more platformer, more enemies to figure out how to beat, and so on. This game, you also have to use the shapes consistently. It's not like when you got the spider shape, you had to stick to that until you got the next boss, and then you had to use that one constantly. I was constantly going back from the 2 at the beginning, and then when I got the third one, which is a rock form, I was changing into that a bunch. The one annoyance I did have is when you change shapes, it kind of gives you the controls again at the bottom, and at the top telling you what shape you picked. I did not explore if I could turn this off, but it was a little of an annoyance, not enough to me to hate the game, but it was interesting they did that. I will end this with, I thought I was really going to hate this at first, but I really enjoyed this. So, of course, this is a download. It was a very unique twist, and I found it interesting that they went this route with this shape-shifting and used it in a unique way. Next up, and lastly, is Wonder Boy: The Dragon's Trap, which came out June 8th, 2017. Got a Metacritic score of 79. It's a platformer, and it's $20 currently on Steam. This is a remake of the 1989 Wonder Boy 3, The Dragon's Trap, which came out in Sega, and I never played the original, so I don't have much feedback on this, but from reading, it seemed like this was a very good remake. They actually reverse engineered the code and fixed some things, but the biggest overall haul of this remake was the graphics, and the graphics are amazing. It's this hand-drawn style, and I loved it. This was a big plus for me playing this. I enjoyed that all. And the other feature I enjoyed the most was the retro switch. So you can switch audio and the graphics differently. So if you just want retro audio with the new graphics, you can do that. And then you can switch to the old graphics with modern sounds if you wanted to. So I enjoyed that a lot. The negatives came in for me. The controls felt like a game from 1989. I kind of got that slight slippery movement on platforming, and the range of weapons was that really close style where, to me, I always seem to get hit no matter what I do. This was a very challenging game. I was playing on normal and actually hit some roadblocks, but it wasn't like challenging like I would never complete this. It was designed to like help you build up your gear. You had to earn coins to buy more armor and more power in your weapons, and then that progressed the game easier for you. This game is non-linear, and that's what was unique about it in 1989. This was like one of the first non-linear platformers, and that was interesting, but it confused me at the start because I was going right, and then I kept going back, and I was confused, and then I finally noticed there was this audible sound that was like, I messed up. And then I started exploring and then found you had to figure out the right path. I wasn't a fan of this because this was another old school technique of I didn't really know that was happening and you had to figure it out on your own. I personally did not like this game because I don't like many platformers from this time. So this would be the first time I would recommend, download or not, I'll recommend the title. The graphics are amazing, but this is a retro game. And for you to download this, I think it is very nostalgia dependent. I think that's the big factor. I do agree the Metacritic score of 79 is probably a little too high. Everyone praised the graphics, which I did. I loved the graphics, but I feel like you have to be very into retro games for this. Since I kind of already started this, let's go over the games again to figure out what would drive you to this and maybe ignore my opinions. Autonomous Chef, nice balance in puzzle game. I thought this was a really interesting take. The con is this is just a puzzle game on a grid, so you usually like on this 15 by 15 square to build the machines. I can see that being boring. Pump BMX Pro. If you were ever debating this game, it's $15. Download it right now. This is probably your best chance to get it. Other than that, you would probably like this if you like that side-scrolling mobile game style. My con was that there wasn't much content there. It was more you just try to maintain momentum and do tricks. Marble in the Wood. This is a different platform with a retro feel. And also, if you want a game that isn't out yet, this is a good time. The con here is the platformer wasn't really action heavy. There was a couple scenes where there was a lot of enemies, but it felt like you were almost designed to hurry out. They tried to make it like things were being attacked. It's more of a puzzle than that, so that may turn you off there. Wonder Boy: The Dragon's Trap. The pro is this is an awesome remake. By reading about the original and playing it through the graphics switch, they improved this game a lot, and there was a lot of time and effort there. And if you play the original, definitely download this. Don't skip it. And if you just like retro platformers, get it. And again, like I mentioned earlier, the con here is it's a retro game at heart. So if you don't like some of the nuances that were in them older games, you're not going to like this. Anyways, I really hope you enjoyed this. We had 2 games that were set to download, 1 not, and then 1 as a maybe, depending on how you feel about nostalgia retro games. I hope this was very helpful to you, and this gives you a chance to try that Twitch games with Prime. If you have an Amazon Prime account, you're kind of wasting games. This was a total of $50 worth of games, probably plus because Marble in the Wood didn't have a price. So you're kind of missing out if you're not getting this. So I would recommend at least trying some of these games. Anyways, this is Roger signing out. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe and ring the bell for more gaming content.